Oops. My bad. What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a good day today. What's going on? I just saw Devontae Parker just got traded to the Patriots for a late round pick. So, yeah, teams were giving up a mid round pick for him. 6th or 7th rounds I was giving up for Devontae Parker as of right now. So that's what I was pretty much giving up for him. News on the headlines of the draft too about Kavon Thibodeau. Apparently, there's a lot of teams might be passing on him. He could move past top 6, top 7, even top 10 at this point. I'm hearing there's a lot of some effort issues. There's character issues, which is a big red flag as well. And I'm hearing that Kyle Hamilton could be moving out of the top 10 because he had a bad combine. So I'm hearing a lot of news on all that with certain players. So we'll see. Yo, Sue, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day today. Philly 215 did hear the news. He asked said, when do you think Honey Badger will be signed? I don't know, man. I feel like teams aren't rushing to sign him right now. I feel like a lot of teams are not rushing to sign him right now. Yo, Bill, what's going on, man? I got into an accident this morning. Van is totaled. I need some good news. Dude, damn, bro. Well, dude, at least you're okay, man. At the end of the day, I've been to one car accident a long time ago, and dude, as long as you're okay, man, I hope you're doing all right, man. Trust me, that sucks. It sucks, dude. I hope you're good, man. Big Ben says like and subscribe as you come in. Pause. I appreciate it, Big Ben. Thanks, man. Easy money. What's going on, man? Mike says Pat's trade for Parker, so he is out of the window. Thank God, dude. I was only giving up like a 7th to a 6th round pick for him. I mean, look, he was cheap. I mean, he was $8.5 million for this year, $9 million for 23. So I was happy with that. George says, "What's going on, yo, George? What's going on, man? Doing good. Yeah, Patriots just got Parker. Just saw that shot. Just saw that. Donnie says, "Sup, Joey? What's going on, man?" Edward, what's going on, man? Yeah, they could. I think they're drafting a receiver round 1 to round 2. I think they're definitely getting another weapon for Jalen Hurts. So now you have him off the board. So really all you have is like Jarvis Landry. That's still on the board, but he wants to get paid like $20 million. So, which I'm not giving him, obviously. So, Suo, what's going on, man? Say, finally, I'm not working. Can watch. It's all good. I think you came yesterday, you came right at the end when we were pretty much done. TLI says, "Are we getting AJ now?" I don't know, man. I'm liking the Jalen Hurts. So what the news I didn't know about the whole AJ Brown thing is that when Jalen Hurts was at Alabama, he tried to recruit AJ Brown. Now, I didn't really know this, but they are actually best friends, which had no idea that they were best friends. And I mean, that's a good sign, though. You know what I mean? So it's not a bad thing. Bad thing to know as of right now. So let's see here. Let's make sure that we got the chat on. Hold on. We're good. Just want to make sure we got the chat ready to go here. So nothing's messing up here. Steve says, I think this Twitter news is something that saw at Ridley before we heard about the potential trade. AJ Brown. If we could do it for a 2nd or 3rd or more, I'm down. Sign Badger, Nelson, then draft. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be bad. Look, if they could lock up Honey Badger, I mean, that would really shore up the back end of our roster. But, the Ridley news, like we saw that he was getting traded, or we saw that, he was up for a trade, and the Eagles, kind of landed him, another former Alabama player. So, with AJ Brown, anything's possible. Anything is totally possible if they want to add. How much is it going to cost? Probably going to cost you a good amount. I mean, look, at the end of the day, he's going to get signed, and if he signs to another team, he's going to get an extension. So he's only going to cost like $4 or $5 million for the year, but they would have to make some room for him come next season. So Edward says Saturday on vacation. It's all good. Oh, on vacation, bro. Good for you, man. Good for you. When do you think Honey Badger will be signed? Trevor says, wasn't high on Parker. He's older, injury prone, rather draft an elite talent, keep the picks. Yeah, I never wanted, like, even if we got him, I wouldn't be excited about it. Even if we got Devontae Parker, they would have to add another, they would have had to add something else to their offense. There's no way that Devontae Parker, I could trust Devontae Parker staying healthy. The guy hasn't had a good season since 2019 with over 1,100 yards. Okay, the health is a huge issue. He missed 10 games last year, over 500 yards, which is pretty good production for missing that many games, but I don't know. Thomas Mark said, move up for Sauce. Let me tell you something. At this point, the only two players you're moving up in the top 10 for, if they're there, is Sauce and Hamilton. I mean, to me, that's really all for the Eagles. Kavon, I'm not sure. Kavon would have to move down a lot more if that's the case, if we're going to pick him. Because originally, Kavon's supposed to be a top 7 pick, top 6, top 7. So I'm not really sure. Edward says, need another safety. Who? Nobody said if Thibodeau drops out of the top 8, the Eagles don't trade him to snag him, I'm going to burn something. I mean, I'm hearing there's a lot of character issues with Thibodeau right now, so I'm not sure. I'm hearing there's character issues. I'm hearing there's effort issues. That's why there's a lot of teams passing on him, especially if you have character issues. Forget about it. Doesn't matter how good of a player you are coming out of the draft. It's a big red flag. So, I mean, we'll see. Justice Parker to pass third. It said a late round. It said a late round pick. It said a late rounder. They gave up a third round pick for him. A fifth? Wait, DeMarco and a fifth to the Patriots. A third round pick. What? A third round pick for Devontae Parker. Jesus Christ. Who would get a third round pick? No wonder the Eagles didn't jump on this. I mean, no wonder they didn't jump on this. Yo, Mike says Eagles just don't care about this year coming up. I don't think that's true, but Howie's the most tightwad field goal GM in the NFL. All the other 31 teams make things happen while Howie sits out there wondering what the hell happened. That's not true, man. It's not true. The Eagles had 3 first-round picks this year. It's if they had 1 first-round pick this year, I can understand everyone being pissed off. But I think people have to realize that the Eagles locked up a lot of players last year too, which counts for this year's cap. So people need to just chill because the Eagles have 3 first-round picks. Yeah, they don't need to go into a free agency frenzy this year. So with only $19 million in cap space, even though I think the cap is limited anyway, it's not really that limited because if the Eagles really want somebody, they can go after them, and it doesn't really matter. So Vince says, yeah, I'm good. Appreciate the concern. Just hoping we get some good news today. We'll trade something. Yeah, dude, I hope so. For your sake, definitely. I hope so, but I hope you feel better, man. Really. I hope you do. Charles, I really feel like it's going to draft Jameson Williams. I believe to my bones it's such the Howie thing to do, and we are not getting A.J. Brown. Yeah, we might not get A.J. Brown because you'd have to trade, obviously, unless A.J. Brown says, I want to trade to the Eagles, or he says, I demand a trade, I don't want to be here anymore, or whatnot. I don't know what's going to happen. But Jameson Williams coming off of an injury, he'll be ready to run by the draft, and he'll be ready for training camp. Jameson Williams, there's no doubt in my mind, because a guy coming off injury, guys, Eagles like to take players coming off injury like Jameson Williams. He's got speed. He's got good route running. Will be one of the best premier wide receivers, in the NFL. I think he will be because he's my number 2 receiver on the board other than Treylon Burks. It's really Treylon Burks, Jameson Williams, Garrett Wilson, and Chris Olave at this point. So, unless they want to go for a Christian Watson, in the second round, it's a whole different story because I'm liking Christian Watson in the second round anyway. So, Jay, believe it or not, I feel like they're getting the Honey Badgers a real possibility. It might be. Look, I think maybe from what I'm hearing that they're the second team, I think, behind the Saints or the Colts right now. Because it's obviously his hometown. He's from New Orleans, so that's his hometown. So he could go back over there, but we'll see though. George says, so Kyle Hamilton has the red flag, still wouldn't pass up on him. Mega Parsons, you bring him in, let him know we all got what we need. He'll be fine. I don't know what all the red flags for Kyle Hamilton are. I mean, I haven't heard much. I just heard that because of his combine, there's really not a lot of teams that are, high on him right now to be a top 10 pick. Thibodeau, on the other hand, is got some character issues, off the field issues, and he's got effort issues too. So, that mixed together is not a good thing either. Esbit says Hurts and A.J. Brown ran a high school team. What's going on, Michael? What's going on, man? Wild Husky King says, when is the draft? April 28th. Jeffrey says, I could have used you in live this morning when I was boringly lifting weights at the gym. Edward says, lucky number 13 for the likes. Appreciate it, man. Jeffrey says, Honey Badger put out a green heart emoji earlier. Yeah, that was from a few days ago, I think. I saw that. Miles says, I wouldn't go for Honey Badger. I would draft a safety. I mean, yeah, I would definitely do that. If you're going for Kine, you're going for Brisker in the draft or whoever you want. Jeller's pretty sure one of Parker's best game recently was against our secondary. Yeah, what? I mean, when did we face Miami? What you mean, 2020? 2020? I forgot. Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's never healthy, bro. He's never healthy. I don't care if he's beat us or not. Yeah, I would like him. If it was 4 or 5 years ago, sure. If it was 3-4 years ago, sure, I would have got him. But now, probably not. I got a good feeling we're getting somebody today. We'll see, Suo. We'll see, man. He says Devontae Parker to the Pats. 3rd round pick. So, obviously, the Patriots gave up a 5th. And the Eagles gave up – they gave up a 3rd round pick. 3rd round pick. Patriots gave up a 3rd. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. Gotta say. AKA Eagles, what's going on, man? So what's good, Joey? Day 20. Please like and sub to Joey. Dude puts in all the work and showing some love. Respect, bro. Yo, like the new logo and the new name, dude. Looks awesome, man. Thank you so much, dude. Charlie says, I'd rather gamble on a rookie wide receiver. A.J. Brown is a good receiver, but I'm done with the injury-prone players. Yeah, dude. Especially, dude, Devontae Parker is an injury-prone player is an understatement. He's hurt every year. He's hurt almost every year. David said Parker to the Pats. 3rd round pick, man. It's crazy. There says Parker to the Pats, 2003 3rd. It's crazy. Steve says, when are we going to get great news that A.J. Arcega-Whiteside is on the roster? Well, trust me, once we have Pascal in the building right now, once we actually get another weapon in the draft, I think JJ's done. I think he's already done. I think he's on the bubble. I think he's on the bubble right now. So we'll see. Wallace kicked Go Wilson, David Stingley, David Ojabo in the 2nd. Yo, what's going on, Reverend Bebop? What's going on, bro? George says, damn, Eagles could have got for what? A 3rd round pick? No way, dude. Who's given a 3rd round pick for a player that's never healthy? He has been healthy since 2019. I mean, come on now. As far as you know, did the Eagles make any moves yet? No. Unless the Eagles trade up 2nd, 3rd round picks with all those late round picks. Gavin says, how does Parker go for more than Cooper and Woods? That I don't know. Well, because Woods was more expensive yearly. Woods costed $14 million for the year. So I don't know. Cooper and Woods probably cost. I know Woods costed $14 million just for 1 year. So and Parker only cost $8.5 million for this year and $9 million next year. So Parker's very affordable. So since he's so affordable, they probably upped the price on him for that reason, most likely. Colton B says it's all BS. Just took out any of your theory books has done. I don't know why they're pointing at this way, but to me, seems like a good kid. We need to move up because if we don't, he will haunt us on the Giants. Regardless, the Giants I have 2 picks in the top 10 as of right now, right? Don't they have 2 picks in the top 10 this year? They can get a couple really good players. I see them getting Sauce Gardner as well. They need defensive end. They need cornerback. They probably need safety at this point. So it just depends on what's going on. They might not need corner now because Bradbury actually might not be getting moved. It looks like, I don't know. I think they're trying to trade him right now. It hasn't happened yet. I know the Chiefs have been trying to trade for him. The Chiefs have been trying to trade for a veteran cornerback right now, so I'm not sure what's going on. Marcus, what's going on now? The Eagles fans need to come. Yeah, it's Devontae Parker, guys. Like, what do you think we passed on? Maybe the Patriots got confused and thought they were trading for the wrong Devontae. Yeah, maybe that's the truth. Maybe that's what it is. JJ said, would you sign Julio if the price was right? I'm not even a big fan of any other receivers in free agency, bro. I'm not a fan of signing Julio Jones, really. I'm not really a fan of signing Jarvis Landry because he wants more money. Julio Jones is waiting to get more money. So I'm not really a big fan. If this is Julio Jones from maybe 4 or 5 years ago, sure. But he's 32 years old. He got hurt last year. I'm not a fan of getting any other guy right now. they drafted a veteran, Pascal, that's a number 3 to number 4. So you got a veteran in the room, not like a high quality veteran, but you got a veteran in the room, period. Lucio says pressure on Howie, best available is what has to do. No trades. He cannot risk messing up this opportunity. No. I mean, he could easily mess it up, but how can you at 15, 16, 19? I don't know. Well, Hucks can't wait for the breaking news. Eagles trade a third and Jalen Reagor for A.J. Brown. Yeah, Parker's good, but he's not healthy, dude. That like why would you give up a third round pick for a guy that's never on the field? It makes no sense. Like people need to look at the bigger picture. Like they gave up a third round pick for a guy that's hurt every single year since 2019. So crazy. Blue City said breaking news. England Patriots trade for wide receiver. Yeah, good for them. They just wasted the draft pick because imagine freaking out over Devontae Parker. That's what I'm saying. Like, why is everyone making a big deal out of it? Andre says Parker for a 5th and 3rd shows you Howie not making a trade for a wide receiver. Well, yeah, I mean they're not. Look, the price was cheap. How much Devontae Parker is going to cost is cheap, but because he's cheap, they're gonna up the price on how much. I mean, I don't know how the hell they got a 3rd rounder for him. I mean, I know they gave away a 5th round. You know, I know that they gave away a 5th rounder for him, but it's just crazy. Alex says Parker traded. Kirk says of we draft a receiver, you know how he's gonna f that up. I don't know, dude. Like I think like there's a lot of good receivers in this draft. I don't think he can mess up a wide receiver pick this year. I mean, he has. I know he has the past 2 times, but there's got to be a guy in here that we're all going to know of and be happy with. So hopefully. Armel said, I hope Howie's working on a Metcalf deal for GM has done the most trades the last 3 years. Howie is so quiet. Saints resigned safety. Oh, yeah, PJ Williams. Yeah. That's a good sign right there. I totally forgot. I actually saw it today. PJ Williams. So maybe they're out of the sweepstakes. Maybe they don't want to either it was too much money or they want to get someone in the building now. So that could be something. So maybe the Saints are out on Devon. You know, we're out on Honey Badger if that's the case. George, I would 100% sign Julio, but he won't want to come. He's gonna want more money too, dude. I've already seen the news that that Jarvis Landry and Julio Jones want more money this year. Trevor Ford said the Eagles shot their load in free agency. We addressed a major problem at linebacker. We were for better at linebacker. We can address our immediate needs in the draft at every position: defensive tackle, wide receiver, cornerback, and middle linebacker. Edward Wright said, "What positions are the Eagles drafting the first 3 rounds?" I don't know. They can go depending. There's a bunch of different combinations. They can go in the first round and get like if they look. I think more perfectly they can go like if they are able to get up and get Sauce. If Sauce moves down a little bit, they can get Sauce plus get Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt. Trade one of your first round picks, go into the second round and get a Christian Watson at wide receiver. 3rd round, I have no idea. I mean, if Ojabo is still on the board at that point, I would pick him up. Probably won't be. I think teams will take a shot at him maybe in the late 2nd. Who knows? Really anybody, offensive lineman. They can. I don't know. It just depends. You know, we'll see. Charlie said this wide receiver market is nuts. Either you have to overpay them or trade too much. 3rd round for Parker. Titans still want it for all for DJ Brown. Yeah, I mean they're gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's gonna be expensive acquiring. It's been like getting a receiver has been almost impossible this year. Almost. I mean, not really impossible. Like how he could have just. But you got to look at this draft to see how deep it is at receiver. Like, that's why. Like, do you really need to spend – like, maybe there's a player that they want in this draft specifically at wide receiver. If the Eagles fill that void and say, oh, well, we're not going to be able to get that player anyway, and then the draft comes and we end up, that player's available to us, we can't pick them because we already pretty much went to free agency and got that contract. So – they tried getting Christian Kirk. They tried. We would have had Calvin Ridley. We wouldn't even have an issue right now. Calvin Ridley would be on the Eagles right now. So then they probably wouldn't go receiver in the first round at this point because Zach Pascal is just the number 3 to number 4 is going to average 600 to 700 yards under Nick Sirianni. Hopefully, they're going to play on the inside, big body receiver on the inside. So. AK Eagle said, appreciate it, man. Thanks. No problem, bro. No problem, man. Benjamin said, if the Eagles trade for DK or AJ, you should pay them now. You're going to have to pay them. Oh no, agreed, dude. Agreed. You're gonna have to. I mean, they're on their the end of their rookie deals. You're gonna have to. AJ Brown's only got this year left, so you're gonna have to. So I get it. I totally get it, bro. Totally get it. We got a super sticker from Edward Wright with a super chat. Appreciate it very much. Let me look at the super sticker. That's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you for the super sticker, man. Much love, man. Thank you so much. It says this the draft that how he can't. On the AK Eagles podcast, we can develop wide receivers. Well, I don't think that's entirely true. I mean, I think we can develop receivers. It's just that we don't have that proven guy in here yet. It takes time to develop guys. Just think Quez Watkins was a 5th, 6th round pick. That could be a lot, could be a lot better for us. I want him to still play. Rager, I want out of here. JJ, I want out of here. I mean, there's a lot I want out of here as of right now. So. Our Gray says Pascal's not getting an average 600 yards. What? He won't even get 30 catches in the offense. I mean, who knows, dude? I don't know. All I'm going by is what the production he had with Nick being the offensive coordinator. That's really all I'm going after right now. So he had 2 600 to 700 yard seasons. Now he wasn't a number 3. I think he was a number 2 receiver with the Colts. So obviously, it might be different. It probably will be. But I'm just going off of what production he gave when Nick was offensive coordinator for the Colts. And that's really it. Yo, Ron, what's going on, man? I would trade for AJ, of course. It's going to cost you a lot, though. I always say, Joey, what's your best memory winning against my New York Giants, and what is your worst memory losing? Worst memory is probably last year. The first game last year, probably. Miracle at the Meadowlands. Obviously, Deshaun Jackson punt return. Yeah, favorite moment. But last year, first game, it was just a really bad game. Probably one of Hurts's worst games last year. First game against the New York Giants. Devontae Smith was open so much in that game. Couldn't get the ball to him. Didn't see him. A lot of issues. He says, not the ones we have, new ones. Trevor Ford said Jordan Davis and Jameson Williams would be amazing first round Philly. I guarantee you 100% right now that Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt will be in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform. I guarantee it. I guarantee it right now that they will be in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform. I think it will happen. I 100%, 300% think that we're going to have one of those 2 defensive tackles in this draft. I just have that feeling we're going to get one of those 2 guys. So. Because originally I thought they were going after defensive end. Then after Ojabo got hurt, and then all of a sudden Barnett got signed. I mean, Jadeveon Clowney is still out there too. I mean, I don't know how they didn't sign Jadeveon Clowney, or at least try to acquire him in some point, because at least with Jadeveon Clowney, you're going to get numbers out of him, which they have not. Out of Derek Barnett with only 2 sacks and leading the whole entire defensive end group in the NFL with 8 penalties, more than sacks. So it's kind of crazy. Rocky said, my TV will be thrown across the room if Howie messes up this draft. It just says, bad teams try to build with the draft. We need proven players, wide receiver and a cornerback. Mon says, what wide receivers have developed in the last 10 years? Well, not much, no. But the problem is that every time we draft a receiver, we don't give them a chance. I think Quez has had a lot more chances, but he's been improving every single year. Okay, Rager should automatically be producing right now, and he's not. Okay, 300 yards for the year, that's ridiculous. I mean, Henry Ruggs went to prison, and he's got more yards than him right now in a year, and he was in trouble a lot early. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to make a joke about it. Like, it's actually really sad, to be honest with you. So it's a joke. Armand says, see Howie waiting a year, so Hurts does this year, and aware that already could contend next year. He's going to go wild next free agency. Fly Park says you have to trade up to get Sauce. Not likely. Yeah, I mean, you probably have to trade up, because I'm afraid the Giants are going to swipe him up. The Giants or the Jets are going to swipe him. I don't think you're going to get your hands on any linebackers in this first round. I think I think there's two teams after linebackers. I think the Vikings and the Ravens. The Ravens have been trying to acquire a linebacker all a free agency. I think they draft one in the Kobe Dean or Devin Lloyd. We'll see what happens. So you got two teams, the Vikings that are in need of linebacker and probably the Ravens. Rowan says, what would you trade for AJ? I would trade nothing more. I mean, look, what I would trade for AJ, I don't know. Like, they're going to have to give away a first-round pick. You guys have to realize that. You know, they're not getting AJ for nothing. Mark says, yeah, I see Dallas Goedert having a big year. Hurts loves the big guys. Perry says, AJ Brown's a steal of a deal. Offer that man a $5 million for a year, and we are good to go. Yeah, he's not going to be he's not going to be a steal for what we're going to have to give up. No, I mean he's going to have a lot of he's going to be very proven for us and do well. Gray says I'm not trading anything for AJ when we can draft a receiver on the cheap. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's why I think the Eagles are passing on this position in free agency or trade, just because there's this receiver group goes really deep right now. Charlie says last year's Giants game had no doubt Hurts as a long-term option. That game was ugly on all sides of the football. Evan says, I don't think it will cost a lot for AJ Brown. He had 800-some yards. We'll see. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously they paid Christian Kirk $17 million a year, and he doesn't get 1,000 yards. So, I mean, they paid him a good penny. I mean, he messed up the whole market at the end of the day. So, AK says Jordan Davis will all the way been saying it for months. He will be a neat dude. I'm telling you, one of those Georgia defensive tackles is going to be a Philadelphia Eagle. It's going to happen. Before the draft starts that day on stream, I'm going to say, I guarantee you that it will be Jordan Davis or Devontae White as a Philadelphia Eagle with 15-16. So we'll see. Milton Williams is good, dude. Like, Milton Williams going into his second year is great, but you're going to have Fletcher Cox being a free agent, and Hargrave his contract is up too. So I think Hargrave is a re-sign candidate this year, 100%. But I think Milton Williams being that starter, probably not. I think he'll be a good rotational guy as of right now, but we'll see. He's going to his second year. So Hargrave says $5 million a year. Okay. John says, do you move up for Kyle Hamilton if he falls out of the top 10? I would immediately. I don't care. Immediately. If he falls out of the top 10, I would get him instantly. Mike said, I think we can get Hamilton if we move from 15 to 12. Then we could get Davis with 16. If you can't get a trade partner for trading down, do you think we should try and push up the draft board? 15 to 12, then we can still get Davis at 16 and give him yeah, you could do that. I mean, I'd be fine with that. If they're able to move up a few spots, you're not giving up that much for moving up a few spots anyway. It doesn't really matter. So George says the fact that the Eagles are not looking at George Pickens scares me. Are they not doing their due diligence? Dude, there's a lot of wide receivers in this draft. Pickens is good. Look, Pickens is good. And look, if they go into the second round, I'm good with going for George Pickens, or I'll go after Christian Watson as well. Those are two receivers in the second round, definitely to look at. Blue State Empire Sports, just about imagine Kansas City trade Travis Kelce in their first round 22 pick for James. No, not even worth it. I don't even care if it's for a cornerback, a younger corner for the Eagles. I would never do that. I knew Rager wasn't going to be good. AK says, I think we get Walker and Davis, two monsters, Lyman and Georgia T. Walker is one that's going to make me nervous because he only had 6 sacks with Georgia's defensive line. And I'm just surprised he didn't do more. His combine was really good, but there's something that's screaming to me that he's looking way too good right now for what he is. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I'd still rather draft Jermaine Johnson. At this point, I mean, Karlaftis is like my maybe last guy that would draft that edge rusher in the first round, but we'll see. Monster Eagles can't develop ours here, like I said. Edwards, Rager, and Whiteside suck. George says, agree. I feel like Howie's going to be big names next year. Not a lot of free agents, but a big name guy next year. Edwards says second round linebacker. Benjamin says from what Sirianni said in his interview, Howie's in control. So if Howie doesn't hit on these picks, there's no escaping that. All accountability should be on Howie. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Jay says, when is the draft anyways? April 28th. Evan says Anthony Barr is still free. Yeah, that's why I'm saying they can go after a linebacker. They might not want to pay him, I don't know, another contract. So who knows? Blue City, let's just say the Eagles do trade Jalen Reagor, and all of a sudden he starts balling with another team. Well, that's every dude. That's every player though. That's the. But it's only, look, I know it's only been 2 years, but he hasn't shown a flash of anything. He's only got 2 touchdowns for the year. No flash. He hasn't shown any flash. Not even a flash on special teams. When we signed, when we drafted Jalen Reagor, we thought we were getting that, that's at least that special teams pedigree. So, I think it's a waste. Yeah, Alex says the Saints already signed PJ. We might have a chance to get Honey back. We'll see, dude. We'll see. I saw the PJ Williams signing by the Saints, so that's a good sign for us. Student says we get Honey Badger. We're trading up the best. We do what we get. I hope, dude, if they get Honey Badger, it's gonna be that's gonna. Look, I hope it's a long-term deal. I hope it is long-term. I hope it's at least a 4-year deal, something like that. I hope it's somewhat of a 4-year deal. At least I'll take his 3, but I hope it's like 4 years. And he says I would give up a first-round pick and a heartbeat for AJ Brown. Steve Evans says Rager's problem is confidence, and that's the truth. Mentality, confidence. Turning off his, his social media. He turns off all his social media when he knows that the fans are going to give him trouble. It's just ridiculous. Benjamin says A.J. Brown, Traylon Burks are similar players. Edward says play Madden tonight and see trade options. Yeah, no way. I ain't doing that today. We're drafting a receiver in the first round. Hopefully Williams, Burks, Wilson, Olave. We get a nice selection. I think so. I think we're having the pick of the litter with what we have with some of these guys. Taylor Quez Watkins is slept on. If he gets more targets without leaving the field, we aren't having this convo. Trevor Ford to Clowney will end up a rant. He'll go somewhere. Who knows at this point? I would have signed Jadeveon Clowney before. For 13, 14 million, I would have signed Jadeveon Clowney than signed Derek Barnett. I would have had Jadeveon Clowney on a 2-year deal at this point. I would say Kirk should have never got that money. I know we need a corner too. Hopefully we get Matthew. Yeah, I hope we get Matthew, bro. And cornerback wise, I think they're going to sign Xavier Rhodes. Steven Nelson might sign back. If they don't draft the corner, I think they're going to wait after the draft and sign one of these older veteran cornerbacks, which I'm not really a big fan of, but I think Steven Nelson is solid and is younger of the bunch that's available. So we'll see. Because Patrick Peterson did go back to the Vikings too on a 1-year deal. George says, hell not. Traylon is more team plan system. Steven says, I hope it's Jordan Davis. Ron says Hamilton will be our next Malcolm Jenkins. That's what I'm hoping, dude, because I think he's a guy that can move all over the field. Not right in his first year, but I think down the road he'll be able to be that moving piece for us. Al Boog says Traylon is nowhere near Jay Wise. Rod VA, what's going on, man? Yo, Shakes, what's going on, man? How you doing, Rod? What's going on, bro? Taylor said best case scenario, Hamilton or Stingley falls to us. Evan says extend Hargrave. Now it will save $13 million for the cap. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. If they extend him, they'll save $13 million, which I think it probably will happen. So our D-line is going to be fire. I wouldn't mind drafting Wyatt and Davis back-to-back. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it either. I wouldn't mind drafting Davis and Wyatt. Just say you end up getting Jordan Davis, Sauce Gardner in the first round, and then you go into this late second and pick up Ojabo. Or maybe he goes to the third and you pick up Ojabo in the meantime. And you have Ojabo with the ceiling he has coming off that injury, obviously, but at a lower cost in the draft. And, potentially having a really good defensive line for the future. So, Laura, what's going on, man? So, meanwhile, Devontae Parker's trading New Orleans. Yeah, for a third-round pick. Third round pick. That's just insane. I think that's ridiculous. He's not even worth that. I don't even think he's worth that at all. I think that was a total waste. Now, everyone's thinking that N'Keal Harry's going to be available now. Everyone's thinking N'Keal Harry is definitely available after this trade, for the Patriots trade for Devontae Parker now. So N'Keal Harry could be available. So Jerry says, why would you want to draft a receiver rather than give up a first round for AJ Brown? He's young and he's proven. Yeah, but dude, you have to give him a big contract. That's the whole problem, dude. Like, he's going to want top money, dude. He's going to want a contract plus you got to give up draft capital, which could potentially ruin this year's draft to get more play to build your roster up. That's the whole problem with this year with these receivers. They're getting paid so much money. Shua says AJ only played 13 games last year. He's easily a 1,000-yard receiver. But, yeah, technically he would only be a number 2 here. He wouldn't be the number 1 guy. So I get it. Jerry said, you don't know what you're getting in the draft. We don't develop. Well, dude, that's what. But you have to draft. You have to draft to build your roster. We supposed to go in free agency every day? I mean, what are you supposed to do every year? You don't build your team through free agency, bro. You don't do it. And I understand what certain teams can get it done. Like the Rams can get it done. The teams could do that, but that's what they want to do because they already won a Super Bowl. So they don't care. They're being very aggressive because they already won a championship and they think they can go get another one this year. So it's not easy to say just going, because if you go into, just say this, okay, you go get AJ Brown in a trade, you give up a first-round pick and then some mid-round picks. You're down a first-round pick in this draft. Then with the quarterback position right now that we're not fully fond of right now, okay, and you got to trade one of these first-round picks back. So potentially you could lose 2 first-round picks just from that. You got 1 first-round pick left and a second if you're not giving up a second in a trade. It says Parker to the Patriots for a 5th round. It's actually a 3rd rounder. It's actually a 3rd, not a 5th. The Dolphins are getting a 5th. The Dolphins gave up a 3rd. Joe Joint says, what's up with the Hamilton dropping? Yeah, so it looks like, I don't know, from right now, it looks like he's dropping out. I mean, that's the news right now that came out officially yesterday, that Hamilton could be dropping out of the top 10 because of the combine, or maybe there's not a lot of teams high on him right now, or because of how many teams are picking certain players in the top 10 that he could drop out. I don't know. Rock said OBJ and Landry still out there, but I'd rather just draft a receiver. This draft class is low with receivers. Gustavo Moss says, would you trade the 19th for AJ Brown? The 19th for AJ Brown? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I really don't want to give up a first-round pick this year. I really want to keep these picks. I really want these picks this year. I want them, but I would give up maybe like a second this year and a second next year, maybe. I don't know if I'd give up a first rounder for him, even though that's what it's going to cost. I don't know if I could do it. Broderick, what's going on, Broderick? He says Howie had to get Hurts another big target with Goddard. I agree with that, man. Oz says, do you think we can get another player in? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, somebody at this point. Mike says, it's a concern that Walker couldn't do more with all the talent around him. I don't know. 6 sacks for Travon Walker is kind of like, I don't know, kind of confusing to me how he only had 6 sacks. That's all. I think he should have had more production. And his combine was really good, like over the top good. So kind of makes me nervous to say, hey, you know what? I don't know, but we'll see. Blue City says, I'm not trolling, but it's funny to me that the Eagles fans want to trade up because they are scared that the New York Giants might take one player for the Eagles fan. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you guys are going to take a player that we want. You know what I mean? But they could move up. Who knows? I mean, the Giants are going to get better regardless from this draft. So it is what it is. But Eagles are way ahead roster-wise than the Giants are right now because the Giants, I mean, just have a new coaching staff, a really good coaching staff. Brian DeBall, a new GM. Yeah, you have that defensive coordinator from the Ravens, which he's really good. A really good coaching staff right now. So, Eric says you can't have too many early round draft picks. Joe says, I think Howie's going to list the scouts for the first 3 picks. Dude, that's what I'm hoping. I have a good, like, even from the past couple of the press conferences in Florida. I mean, what Howie said, I actually really liked what Howie said, to be honest with you. And, not going after receivers, for a certain reason. He doesn't want to redshirt any draft picks this year, which is good because, look, if you get a guy in free agency that, and there's a certain player that drops that the Eagles figured they were never going to get, and it happens, they can't draft him because they filled that void already. So, in free agency. So that's why if they only had 1 first round pick this year and they were this quiet, yeah, it would be a problem. It would be a huge problem. But 3 first round picks, it's in a second on top of it. Potentially you can have, 3 starters in this room right now. As long as we win the NFC East home playoff game, anything is possible. They had us ranked 30th before the beginning of the season last year. Well, I don't doubt it. Evan says, if we get Honey Badger, I would trade pick 19 for AJ. Maybe we don't see that too. We'll see. Jojo in top 10 defense will get Honey Badger if we get Honey Badger. Peep says, glad Parker got traded. Didn't want him. Me neither. I didn't want him either. Jet says, it's no way Eagles beat out Jets for top receiver. George says, I don't understand why would we get Honey Badger and not sign MalcolmJenkins a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure the Eagles not going to sign him. If they do, then well, I thought the biggest mistake was letting Malcolm leave. So I think I don't think, I don't know. Wasn't good though. I wasn't. It ripped the heart right out of my chest when Malcolm got signed. I mean, when Malcolm left, that really sucked. That really sucked because it's not. He was an aging safety, but number one, he wasn't getting paid top 10. Number two, I mean, he's a moving piece and really bandaged up our. He's a big reason for that Super Bowl too. Because let me tell you something. Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby were good, but they weren't that good. Okay, I mean they had a good supporting cast around them, especially MalcolmJenkins moving all over the place. He could play linebacker, corner, safety. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, they moved him all over the field. We got a super chat from Reverend Bebop. Thank you very much, man. He says, thoughts on Drake London. I'm not a big fan, to be honest. Like, I think he's going to be a good player, but as one of the top receivers early, no. I mean, there's fans out there that think he's the first receiver taken. I don't know. Like, I think Drake London's a good possession receiver. He's good in the open field. He's got good speed, not elite speed. I'm just not a big fan of him. I'm just not. I'm not big on him early. Maybe later on, sure, but for like 15, 16, 19, not a big fan of it. I draft Treylon Burks, Garrett Wilson, or Jameson Williams with that first-round pick. That's what I'm looking for. If not, it's Pickens and Christian Watson in the second round. So that's pretty much my thoughts on him as of right now. So I wish I liked him a lot more, but I really don't. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll surprise us. I don't know. Maybe he will surprise us at some point, but we'll definitely see though when the time comes. We'll definitely see. Joe Jones said, I think if we think Howie, that wide receiver would be draft first. If we think like Howie, what receiver? I think Jameson Williams is the Howie pick, to be honest with you, just because he's coming off injury. And probably would be drafted a lot earlier, to be honest. Jameson Williams could be definitely a top 3 wide receiver in this draft. But I think because Howie knows that his stock might drop a little bit, even teams are still interested to draft him pretty much early, I think he could fall to us. Jet says Jameson Williams best receiver in the draft. Dude, he's definitely on my radar right now. Even coming off the ACL. And look, he's going to be running by the draft. And he's going to be ready for training camp. So a lot of teams still high on him right now. Adam says, my problem with Corral, 30% of his games from RPOs, that's our one read offense where Pickett played in pro-style offense behind Whip. How do you say his name? Takeem, what's going on, man? Says, why is Georgia Karlaftis so hyped up? He never had double-digit sacks in college. He's rotational and at best. Yeah, I'm not big on Karlaftis at all. Like, he's like my I'm just not big on him. I don't know. He's my last defensive end I would take in the first round, but he looked really stiff at his combine too. I didn't really like his combine too much, but I've just never been a Karlaftis guy at all this past year. So we got 240 in the chat, guys. Appreciate being here. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. If you guys have not, we cover the Eagles every single day. Check out some of the videos. And yeah, check it out. If you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. It does help the channel a lot. Check out the memberships in the pinned comment. We have miscellaneous videos, draft highlight reactions, all the extra content you want. Any tier, doesn't matter what you pick. It's cheap as well. So it's just for extra content for everybody. So appreciate everybody coming in. Draghi says, I seen we're hosting Marcus Jones, DB from Houston on a pre-draft visit. I guess we report as best return man in the draft. Well, that'd be a good thing. I mean, special teams is a third part of our game that we need to fix. I know that no one gives a crap about it, but Rager has messed up a lot of games for us on punt returns. And he's actually returned maybe 2 good punts back, maybe 2 or 3 this year. And that's only because he's had less time. Sometimes when he's muffed the punt, the less time that Rager has to think before the ball gets to him, the more he produces. The more he has room to run, the less productive he is. Trust me, I don't get it. I don't get it. Angelo said USC wide receivers are due. Yeah, because everyone thinks about Everybody thinks about Nelson Aguilar, obviously. Suo, what's going on? It says, like the stream, boy. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. God Doggo Vice says, I'm not taking a receiver in the first round. Just grab George Pickens in the second. Yeah, I would grab Christian Watson or George Pickens in the second. Look, if they want to pass on receiver in the first round, I'm totally fine with it. They want to go Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt. They want to go one of those picks from those Georgia defensive tackles and go Sauce or go linebacker, which I know they're not going to do with Kaiser White being here now, but Jets says, Angelo, what about Keyshawn Johnson? Adam says, can you explain to me why drafting DT makes sense this year in the first? You're essentially drafting a backup for a year if you draft corner, safety, linebacker, wide receiver, QB, all those. Well, it's a rotation, dude. It's a rotation with the defensive line. It's not going to be, it's different. But you have two free agent defensive tackles. Two guys are going to be free agents this year. That's the whole issue I have. Fletcher Cox is going after this year, and Javon Hargrave is a good re-sign candidate, but he is a free agent after this year too, so you could potentially be losing two defensive tackles. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't be surprised they go DT. The first two pre-draft visits from the Eagles, were Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt. So it seems like they have a lot of interest in defensive tackle this year. I don't think you could pass up on a Wyatt or a Jordan Davis this year, especially Jordan Davis. I just don't think you could pass up on that this year. You know what I mean? I just don't think you could do that. I don't know what they're going to add edge rusher. I think everything screwed up when Ojabo got hurt, and then they signed Derek Barnett. You have Derek Barnett, Josh Sweat, Teron Jackson, and Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham's coming off an Achilles. Teron Jackson is just a rotational guy at this point, but it has shown some flashes. So God said Davis would likely split snaps. Here's what I think. If they draft a Wyatt or Jordan Davis, could they actually move up in that starting spot next to Javon Hargrave and move Fletcher next to Milton Williams? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. If they could do that as well. I hope Brandon Graham comes back strong, bro. I really hope he does. Drew Joint says Wyatt can play DT and defensive end. Gann wants the hybrid defenses. Sure, pick next player, probably going to be the best player on the board. Yeah, I think one of those players is going to be here. I think one of those DTs from Georgia is going to be here. Yeah, Devontae Parker went to the Patriots, man. The Dolphins gave away the Patriots gave away a third-round pick, a third-rounder. They gave a fifth to the Dolphins, and the Patriots got a third round. I mean, it's crazy, dude. Patriots gave a third-rounder for him. That's nuts. And obviously, it's rival teams in the AFC East too. So, I mean, it could be another reason why it was expensive. I mean, who knows? Anyway, we need a DT defensive end and linebacker for, but I understand the talent at wide receiver and draft. Right? Yeah, it's deep, bro. It's really deep. J. Mills said Devontae Parker to Patriots for a fifth-round pick. Dude, why is everyone missing that? They gave away a third-round pick for Devontae. Miami gave away a third-rounder. Patriots gave away a third rounder for Devontae Parker. So I don't think it was a good trade at all. I think the Patriots have been looking to trade for a receiver or acquire one all free agency. So Angelo said Parker's going to play 3 games and get hurt. I don't doubt it, dude. I don't doubt it. Fowler says, think we should go into signing Julio Jones? Dude, I don't know. I'm not a fan of signing him. He's wanting more money right now. I already saw the news from a few days ago that you have Honey Badger out there looking for the right money and the right team, and then you have Julio Jones that's waiting. Because a lot of these teams are going to wait. Julio Jones might wait after the draft because there's this draft for receivers is really deep right now. So, I mean, at least to the, obviously, to the second round, mid-second round, but it's deep right now. Like, I don't think Julio Jones is really, I don't think he's in a rush to sign anywhere. There's no point of getting him. LSU Pro Day 8, that might shake some stuff with Stingley coming back. That could be another one coming back, too. I mean, the Eagles could take Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt, and Derek Stingley. I mean, they might take a chance on him, too. Stingley and Jameson Williams are two guys I think they will take a chance on in this draft. I have a feeling it might. Neighbor said, damn, third rounder for Parker. Isn't he on the last year of his deal? No, he's got 2 more years left. He's $8.5 million for this year, and he's $9 million for next year. So he's relatively really cheap. He's not expensive. That's why the Eagles were interested in him. Definitely in the price range. But the injuries are a whole different story. Fred said, at least we don't got to hear about Parker no more. Yeah, that's pretty much it. No, I don't think so. I don't think that would have been a waste. Fred said, I watched a stream where people gave Wyatt a C grading. They say he's a good edge rusher, but when told face-to-face man, he cried. Yeah, that's definitely not true. I don't know who you were watching, but Jet says, y'all going to get good cornerback in the draft. The only thing that would scare me is first-round cornerback don't normally be good. I mean, it's not entirely true, but it just depends who it is. I think Sauce is going to be a good corner. I think Sauce is going to be a good corner. I think Kaiser Alam from Florida is going to be real. Kaiser Alam has shut down a lot of good receivers. Hey, he shut down Pickens. I mean, Kaiser Alam is good. Like, he's physical, in-your-face cornerback. Kaiser Alam is really good. I like Kaiser Alam. I like Andrew Booth Jr. in the first round, too. Like, those are my top guys. Sauce, Stingley, Kaiser Alam, and Andrew Booth in the first. Fly Park said Ojabo tore ACL in Pro Day versus Dickerson, who tore his during college. Well, no, Ojabo had an Achilles. He didn't have an ACL. So the Achilles is worse. Coming off an Achilles is worse than coming off an ACL. So just saying, just throwing it out there. Adam says, even the thought of Jalen Hurts getting $30 million a year should scare us. Must get a quarterback, even if it's just competition later on. He should not be handed a job for free. Well, dude, I was open, okay? I was open this year to having a quarterback competition this year. I was open for it. I'm still open for a quarterback competition this year if that's what they want to do. Okay, Gardner Minshew, you have him as a backup quarterback very cheap this year. He's over $900,000 for the year, and I think he gives you more production. You know what I mean? So for the money he's getting, sure. No one said, yo, Shakes, have you taken a look into Kobe Bryant? Yeah, I've heard a lot about him from Cincy. I haven't. I got to look at him. Namer said, what's the odds Howie will use all 3 picks and maybe trade our second? We're 0%. 0%. Eagles are trading one of these picks back. I think it's going to be 0% at the end of the day. Pat's getting Parker in a 5th back. I wouldn't trade a 3rd for a wide receiver unless it's for Ridley. Yeah, that's the Eagles were actually that was rumored to be the pick the Eagles trade for Ridley. Ridley for a 3rd rounder? Dude, I'll take Ridley for a 3rd rounder over Devontae Parker for a 3rd rounder. Instantly. No doubt about it. We got super chat from Colin B. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, I'm good with Wilson, Olave, Burks, or Williams. Yeah, dude, I like that too, man. I love that lineup. I'm totally fine with it. JM says there's absolutely no way Howie can mess up this draft. It's good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I think even if he tried to mess it up, it'd be impossible to mess it up. You know what I mean? That's what I think. I think it's totally impossible. And these Sixers better not lose today. That's all I gotta say, dude. Sixers better not lose today because they're in a close game with Charlotte right now, or wherever they're playing right now. Mike Jets gang, hold Howie's beer. Guy Dog said, I've come around to drafting Jordan Davis. His sheer size and explosiveness would demand a double team on every snap. True that. Feel it freeing up the Eagles pass rushers and their linebackers in the run game. Dude, I'm telling you, Jordan Davis would make a huge difference. Judd says, Alam Johnson trade for a last first rounder for a first next year and a second this year. Draft Christian Harris and Christian Watson. I would like that too. I wouldn't mind Christian Harris and Christian Watson. Add another. I believe they should add another body to the linebacker core this year, regardless. Carrick says, did Burks fall out of the first round? I don't think so, dude. I think he's a first round pick this year. I don't think so. Jay Mills said we need to sign Steven Nelson out Gilmore. don't want to be in this Gilmore sweepstakes. There's no point. There's really no point. Why trade for a cornerback on a short-term deal? It's not going to be a long-term deal. I mean, Gilmore's past 30 or more years old right now. He hasn't played well since 2 years ago. He got hurt last year. I don't know why the Eagles are still in on Gilmore right now. I don't get why. So Miles says, "Hello, what up, Joey? Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. I love the direction the Birds are headed in along. As long as Howie doesn't draft the QB, dude, that's all I care about. As long as he doesn't draft the QB, I'm fine." Yo, Rods, any news on Ridley Appeal? No, there hasn't been any news on that at all. Ridley Appeal, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything on it at all. So, I mean, hopefully later on we'll find out. So, Max said he has crazy track record for screwing up the draft. Ray says Howie is going to do this thing in the draft. Do his thing in the draft this year. Day says, I think Eagles need to try to get Walker out of Georgia. I'm not a dude. I don't know. He makes me nervous, man. With only 6 sacks with Georgia's defensive line, I feel like he should have had more. I feel like he should have been double-digit sacks with that defensive line he was with. He had a really good combine, but he makes me a little nervous, but we'll see. J Mill said we need either a veteran corner or safety. Yeah, I don't know. They're either going to get a veteran corner or safety this year. I don't know what they're doing. If they don't draft a corner in this draft, I can see Steven Nelson, or at least if they're not drafting anybody early that could be starting quality as a number 2 opposite of Big Play Slay, then I think they will go and get a veteran cornerback, whether it's Xavier Rhodes. I think Steven Nelson could be coming back. I think there's a big possibility he could be coming back this year. He hasn't signed with another team yet. So if Steven Nelson signed somewhere else, then I could say, okay, maybe they're going to move on and maybe draft someone early. But I feel like there's something going on. I feel like there is something in the works. Not now. It might be after the draft. We didn't sign Steven Nelson last year until after the draft. So, and Steven Nelson was a solid corner last year. He got picked on, but he was still solid. We had no pass rush. We didn't blitz enough. We gave 6 to 8 quarterbacks over 80% completion percentage. So, Takeem, what's going on, man? He said McCreary will be going by 83. Yo, McCreary is definitely one of the most underrated corners in this draft. Love McCreary. Fred says, I'm with you on Walker. Might be combined fool's gold. Wouldn't be mad about it, though. Yeah, I don't know. Like, he's unfortunately, it sucks, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it, though. We'll see. Susan says they're saying Thibodeau will be taken until he's serious. No, I mean, as of right now, like I'm hearing he's moving down the draft boards. He's moving past 5. He's moving past. I thought he was a top 6, top 7 pick originally. I think he's moving down a lot more. Jets Gangster, bro, y'all took 3 bus receivers on or DK Jefferson, but we beat you last year. So I don't go with these bus receivers. We'd still beat you last year. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Right, so we can bring Steven Nelson and Jordan Howard back both for depth purposes. Yeah, Jordan Howard's a free agent. Steven Nelson's not going to be depth, dude. He's coming here to be a starter. If he's not going to be a starter here, he's not going to be here. That's just the way it is. I think Eagles need to go with Walker out of Georgia if possible. Will Sten says, I'm not mad at the Eagles lost Alan Parker, but at the same time, it makes me mad. It's like how he's just dude, it's just, yeah, but so if you're not mad at it, then why are you mad at it? It makes no sense to grab him. Like, there's no point of trading a 3rd-round pick for him. Like, there's no point. There's no point for it. Name Brad said, you see any QBs getting picked top 50? I think at least 2 quarter. I'm hoping at least one gets picked. If not one, and look, the more quarterbacks get taken, the better it's going to be for us. The better. I have a feeling. Carolina might be that team that goes after one of these quarterbacks this year. So I believe in performance. Hurts' performance is the worst passer throw over 20 yards. 0-7 against playoff teams, run heavy offense. Just give it another year, bro. Just give it another year. I mean, just accept the fact that Jalen Hurts is your quarterback this year. So, do you think that we would consider moving Avante to safety? No, probably not. We need him at nickel, like badly. Max, I can accept a miss on a pick. I just desperately need a pick that has a fighting chance. Yeah, I do. I just want a fighting chance on a pick that you know that has some upside to it. That's all I'm asking. That's all we're all asking right now. Brent says, look at Trevon Walker's traits, measurables, Joey. He is a scheme diverse. He was in a read and react defense. Don't let stats. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm just being cautious. That's all. 6 sacks is not much for a guy that's playing on a defensive line like that. That's all. Direction I would go in the Eagles' 1st-round pick would be Ahmad Gardner, Derek Stingley, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. Makes all I want for Christmas Rager is trash. Darius says, easy money, bro. Did Jalen miss out mom and leave her prom night? Paul, what's going on, man? He says Parker could be a had for a 5th rounder as Dolphins want to move his salary off their books. He would have been relatively cheap, but guy just can't stay healthy. Thibodeau makes past 11. Let's trade Vikings pick. Hey, look, if Thibodeau moves that late, I mean, who knows what the Eagles can do? If the Eagles can get Thibodeau and a defensive tackle, it'd be good. I think it'd be really good. I'm just seeing, like, I'm hearing a lot of news about his character, though. That's the one thing that's a big red flag for me. But I think Howard just looking at the draft at this point to build the team up. I think that's what I want. That's what we need to do. That's what I wanted to do since the beginning of this year. I wanted to build this roster and keep Jalen Hurts as a starter this year. That's what I wanted. You know what I mean? HAB said, how much money do you think we'll give Honey Badger if we get? I don't know. I don't know if it's money or it's years plus money or it's a certain team he's trying to go for. I don't know. I don't know what the money is going to be. Your guess is as good as mine. Fly Park says, how are we going to going receiver and corner in the first? King says, fans just want to see some movement. It's that time of the year. People need something to react to. Anything good, GMs will stay patient and not overspend. There's no point. If you don't just make a move just to make a move. Like, you're making it. You want to build this roster, because if you trade back one of your first, you get another first for 23, and then you go into next year. If Jalen Hurts isn't the guy, then you have to move up in the draft to get a quarterback. If he is the guy and he played a big step this year, then fine. Then you got 2 first-round picks, to upgrade your roster even more. Jordan says Gary Vincent and Jacoby Stevens as safety wouldn't be bad. Easy money. Chad McCrell would be a win-cost team. He had total yards versus Baylor. Jessica, I think 3 or 4 of best defensive go top 10. Yeah, probably. I don't doubt that at all. The Cream says Leo Chenal is the guy target in the second. Paul says 3 players falling in the draft: Thibodeau, Hamilton, and Stingley. I don't think Stingley is definitely going to fall. He's definitely not going to be a top 10 pick. I mean, he's got his – hopefully in the next few days, we'll see the pro day, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens with him. Rick Bye said we should trade 15, 16, 19 for Lions number 2 and get – no, that's not even worth it. Hamilton's not worth 3 picks. Sorry, but not happening. Blue States says, was it true last season that Eagles wanted to take Aaron Robinson, the 21? I didn't hear anything about that, but I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, not that I know of. Jared Shakes, are you from New York and you're just a Philly fan in every sport? Are you from Philly and just live in New York now? No, I'm a New Yorker. I've been in New York my whole life, and I've been an Eagles fan for a long time. So, yeah, that's the way it is. Been in Philly a million times. Why not trade a third? We give up a third for Golden Tate on a half-year rental, not even a fully. Yeah, but did we use him as a starting receiver? No, we used him as a third down receiver. We didn't do crap with him. That was a waste. That was a total waste of a draft pick. Derek says Georgia line was stacked. That's why Jermaine Johnson left and put up them numbers. Don't let Trevon Walker numbers fool you. If you watch Georgia, you know he's like that. Brad says Hamilton and Davis would be perfect in the first, trade back with pick 19. I wouldn't mind Hamilton and Davis. If it's available, sure. Bling Green said Devontae Parker to the Patriots. Yep, Peru. And just Honey Badger and Philly would be dope. Do you like baseball? The Phillies looking for the spring train. Can't wait for next year's over next week. Yeah. I don't really watch baseball too much. I watch more basketball than baseball. But if the Phillies are on, I will watch them. But am I a diehard fan of the Phillies? No. But I just don't really watch enough baseball anymore. Mike said the stuff they're saying about Kavon Thibodeau was that the same thing as Parsons. Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know. It just depends. Devontae Parker went to New England. Yeah, he went to the Patriots. It's all done. Booth had a recent hernia surgery. Will likely fall to the second round. He will likely miss OTAs. I heard that he's going to stay in the first round even after the hernia surgery. I mean, it's only hernia surgery, so it's nothing like crazy either. So I don't think hernia surgery is going to affect his draft stock. I doubt it. But, we'll see. So it's at PF as us second best odds to land Honey Badger. Colts are first. Yeah, I mean, the Colts might be first now because PJ just went to the safety, just went to the Saints. The Saints just signed a safety. So maybe they're out on Honey Badger right now. So we'll see. Jets said Bryce Young really transferred from Alabama. And it said I would 10,000% take Thibs if he falls to us. Do not overthink that move. I'm just stating what I've been reading. That's all. Even though you can't believe everything you read, but that's what I'm reading rumors around the league of what they think of Kavon Thibodeau. AJB's Olave or Wilson. I'm picking Wilson. Paul said, I would call Texans and offer a fourth rounder and Jalen Reagor for a wide receiver. Dude, Brandon Cooks is such a 4 or 5 years ago type move, bro. Brandon Cooks does nothing for me. Sean said Howie won't be drafting 2 skill positions in the first. One of those first round picks will definitely be D-line. Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. I have them going after one of those Georgia defensive tackles. I just have a feeling it's going to happen. I got that feeling. It's going to happen. Will says, man, if we don't take a receiver in one of the first rounds, I'd definitely be okay with Christian Watson or Jameson Williams in the second. Williams might not go second round. He might not. He might be a first-round pick this year. Hey, but you never know. Definitely a big Howie move. MJ said, so there's the Bryce Young go-to. Jeffrey says, there ain't enough sacks to go around the Georgia line. Name Brand said, I don't like how bad Devonta made Stingley look. I don't want him. King Music, imagine if we land the players that we're talking about. They're going to slide Thibodeau, Kyle Hamilton, Derek Stingley. For the record, I doubt they'd fall to our picks, but man, that would be crazy. Yeah, I mean, look, what we're saying right now could be totally wrong. I mean, what they're saying, what we're saying could be completely it's always wrong. Like every year, the draft always ends up different every time. But if you have Thibodeau and Kyle Hamilton available, I think you're taking Kyle Hamilton. Because I think you're taking a defensive lineman as a defensive tackle in the first round regardless. If Thibodeau, Kyle Hamilton are past 11, 12, I think you're picking Hamilton right there. Grant says, yo, Joey Shake, what's new? Any Eagles news to make a move like Miami being a headline news, hitting the like button to show support? Appreciate Grant here. Thank you so much, man. You guys got Devontae. Oh, you guys were able to trade Devontae Parker away. How about that? Well, because it's not an AC. Look, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I already saw news that there's a lot of teams that aren't even worried about how he's going to come off of hernia surgery. You know what I mean? So, is it the worst thing that could happen? No, it's definitely not. But he'll be back. You know, he'll be ready for the season regardless. So, I'm not even worried about it. Everybody said Hamilton is the next Earl Thomas. Trade up and take him at 2 would be robbery. Derek says Drake London or Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, bro, all the way. Garrett Wilson by a landslide. Susan said if Howie trades up, he's going after defense. I think at this point, I think the Jets are definitely going to be traded. The Jets have been trading for a wide receiver all a free agency. So definitely if they don't get one, I think they go get one in the top 10. What are they, number 5? I forgot where they're at in this draft. But I think they're going Olave or Garrett Wilson. I think Olave or Garrett Wilson will be gone. We'll be going to the Jets easily. Georgia players are scary. All-day talent makes them look better than they are. Let's see. Jared says, wouldn't mind taking a flyer on John Mechie if they don't target Williams. Had solid numbers before the injury. Yeah, another one, John Mechie, coming off of the injury for the ACL, I think, from the SEC championship game as well. Sean says, Hamilton is not the next Earl Thomas. Anything, he's the next Minkah Fitzpatrick. Bob says, give me a quarterback, any quarterback, something new has quarterback competition. I think, dude, I said a million times, I wouldn't mind putting Minshew in a at least somewhat of a competition this year. And I mean, that's what I'm hoping. They could do that. I mean, they literally could do that. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Zari says Angelo Howie ain't taking a center in the first, especially considering they got Kelsey in the 6th and take someone in the 5th for Kelsey to groom for a year. Donnie says Stingley, Jordan Davis, and Burks would be A+ picks, but I think Howie trades 19. Yeah, I mean, that would be perfect. I would love that. Mark says the pass rushing for Purdue, he is a beast. I hope the Eagles draft him. He's a monster. Oh, Karlaftis. Yeah, a lot of fans aren't high on him. Who's the next Darrelle Revis? Well, that's kind of being a little too crazy, but I don't think there's a Darrelle Revis in this draft. Probably not. I think Stingley's. I think Sauce is gonna be good, but I mean, as of right now, it's hard to say if he's gonna be a Darrelle Revis. Blue City says, "Hey Joey, why are Eagles fans want to trade up and jump the Giants or Bailey in this upcoming draft? Because that's what it should be. That's how it should be. That's why. That's why. Thank God we got Devontae Smith, because if we didn't get him, oh man, we'd be. I don't know. I mean, he didn't have enough catches this year anyway. But man, I can't imagine we play this year without Devontae Smith. Regardless, and a career backup is in QB competition with Hurts, we are in trouble. Well, I mean." It's not that it's not even, well, dude, Hurts hasn't played well either. So what is Hurts to Gardner Minshew? I mean, yeah, he's probably better in some aspects, but as a passing aspect, he's not better than Gardner Minshew. So I don't know how that's even funny at all. I mean, it's not. You can't even laugh at it. It's not like Hurts. I mean, Hurts hasn't really played great either. So Minshew played 2 games this year. Jordan says, I want to get Brisker or Kine in the second. We need a safety badly. Yeah, I like those 2 guys. Those are my top 2 in the second round as well, man. Angel says, Joey, really think we should trade Miles with our O-line and running back with Sean. Maybe we can get some value for him before he's gone. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I really want to get another running back. I want to draft another running back mid-round this year. I'm looking for another running back drafted mid-round this year. That's what I'm looking for. The last thing I'm thinking about right now is a contract for Miles Sanders. That's the last thing I'm thinking about. A contract for Miles Sanders is the last thing I'm even thinking about right now. I'm not even thinking about it, because at this point, guys, like, he's got to stay healthy this year. He's got to stay healthy this year. There's just he's got to stay healthy. There's no way. Orange County Raider says, do you have a lip in or do you have a lisp? I have a I have a lip in, so yeah. I don't have a lisp, no. A lisp. Brand says, Joey, the 76ers are heading into the 4th. What's the score? What's the Sixers score right now? I think Joel's playing like a monster today, I think. Wilson Minshew is a capable starter, maybe not long-term, but he is a good bridge quarterback. I definitely agree. It's very funny because people call Hurts our future. Not yet. Minshew has a career 4-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. Helped played for Jacks. He doesn't have the talent, but be elite. But he has smarts, accuracy, and heart. He can win you football games. That's really it. I'm not saying that Martin Minshew's a franchise quarterback. Let's relax on that. But at this point, I think Minshew, it could do enough for your team to come in for a few games. Because really, 2020, he had nothing around him in Jacksonville. And then after finding out they were drafting a quarterback in the first round to get Trevor Lawrence, he was pissed. He wanted to become the starter of that team. He thought he earned it, and thought he could be the guy. But after getting that win against the Jets, man, he was kind of thinking to himself, man, I can play again. And sometimes that little bit of that winning, that little, that juice he gets from being a starter again really changes everything. Sanders plays scared. I don't know if he plays scared, but Mark says, "Oh, you're the Stone Cold match. Oh, you're the Stone Cold match tonight." I gotta watch WrestleMania, definitely. I know that we're smoking them, but we're not giving them 20-point leads. Mahogany says, "Any news? Tell me something good to talk to me nice today." There's nothing to say today. There's nothing going on. Midwest says, what does stay healthy look like for you when you talk about Miles? Only 4 running backs played every game this season. I mean, with not getting 1 touchdown this year, I mean, just how they use Miles this year. I mean, he wasn't even healthy for that Tampa Bay game. I mean, he wasn't even 85% healthy for that game. But yeah, but if you want to give him a lot of money, it makes look, I'm talking about from a extension standpoint for a running back and with Miles Sanders. That's all I'm saying right now. Shows that Hamilton is not more of a box safety. Have you seen his full games? Hamilton makes plays in the box and over top. I think he's got a really good balance. Boosie, let's say Jalen Hurts has the best season of his life in 22. You guys sign him, and then in 2023 is a horrible, and you guys are in last place. If he plays well, if he plays more than well this year, it's impossible for him. It's literally, if he plays over the top good this year, there's how can you not re-sign him? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he plays horrible. Like, how horrible are you saying? Like, Like you're talking like, 25 touchdowns and like 14 picks. Like how bad are you saying? How horrible are you talking? Like that's the whole thing. Like quarterbacks could have down years. Like Aaron Rodgers can have a down year. Tom Brady can have a down year, but still got to play at somewhat of a, mid-level consistent basis. Ball said Hurts will not be the starter in 23 unless he improves his passing skills quite a bit. Yeah, that's true, bro. God says, hold on. I missed something. We got Bearded XXL game. What's going on, man? It says 15 Lloyd, 16 Jameson Williams, 19 Davis, 51 Jay Petray. I like that. But unfortunately, I don't think they're picking 3 guys in the first round. I don't know why everyone thinks they're picking 3 guys in the first round. I don't know why. But if we did, that would be perfect. I love those picks right there. Davis, you get a good linebacker, and you get a top-notch wide receiver to complement Devontae Smith. I would love it, man. I would totally love it. So appreciate the super chat, bro. Thank you so much. Granted said Joey Shakes has a list. A more important question is Joey Shakes wearing pants? I am wearing gym pants, yes. So thank you for asking, though. I don't know why that's even a question, but thank you for asking. Will Stets, Mitch, you in the second coming of Coy Detmer. Blue City, this is just my opinion. I think Eagles fans are just saying Miles Sanders is better than Saquon Barkley because Standish is always a stand. Well, dude, let me say this, okay? Let me say this. Barkley, I think, would have been better than Miles Sanders. Okay, that's number one. I think he would have been better, but obviously not upgrading that offensive line since he was drafted there. And on top of that, him getting injured, it has stunted his development and has stunted what he's capable of doing. I think Saquon being healthy and behind a good offensive line, I think he would have been probably one of the best generational talents we've seen in a long time. And I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it looks like the Giants are going to keep him unless there's some substantial, like a lot of, if there's something substantial that they can get in a trade for him. I just don't think teams are going to trade for him because he's coming off an ACL year. Okay. And, the Giants have a lot of work to do with their quarterback and Daniel Jones. And on top of that, they need more offensive line pieces. I know they signed that guard to big money. They might sign Neal with one of those first round picks. So, I mean, I see them taking at least a tackle or another guard or something at this point. So I think Saquon is the better back. I think Miles was brought into a better situation for his skill set. I think that's the way it goes. I think hopefully that sounds fair how I said it. I'm not trying to bash Miles Sanders either because I really like Miles Sanders. So, all these trade ideas. Noah says, Joey, check out Wan'Dale Robinson. He played running back, wide receiver for Nebraska until he also had 103 catches with 1,300 yards in 21. Damn, that's good. That's really good. Derek says Stanley doesn't fall. If Stanley doesn't fall to them, or if the Eagles don't trade up for Gardner, they're going to take Trent McDuffie. I would trade for Kaiser Alam before McDuffie. I think Alam is just a better corner. I think Alam, when it comes to his reputation on closing down receivers, top receivers, I think Kaiser Alam is like the guy. If you're not getting Stingley or Sauce, I think Kaiser Alam is really good. I think he's an in-the-face, very physical corner, always has his hands on you, always gets in the hands of the receiver. It's just really nasty. I mean, Trent McDuffie, in my opinion, is the best. I think between Booth and McDuffie, I think he's the best tackling corner. I think he's the best zone coverage corner, but what I'm nervous about is leaving him on an island on that man-to-man coverage. I don't know if he's the guy for the man-to-man. For zone, I think he's one of the best. Even the counterpart to Washington, I forgot who's the other corner, the other corner in Washington, opposite of Trent McDuffie, the other corner. I think he's actually better man-to-man, but his zone isn't that good. So you're getting complete opposite cornerbacks on both sides. The opposite corner to Trent McDuffie in Washington. If anybody knows who he is, I forgot his name, but I know he's a nice underrated guy you can get too. Gordon. Okay. What's his first name? I forgot his whole name. I know his last name started with a G, so it is Gordon. I forgot. Bergen says, and our Alam is taller. McDuffie's max 2.0. We need a tall one. And that's true. There's a big size difference, too. Kyler Gordon? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Gordon, that's it. Kyler Gordon. Okay. I have him as an underrated guy too, because his man-to-man is a lot better than Trent McDuffie. But I think Trent McDuffie specializes really good in his tackling, and his tackling is really good, getting off blocks, and his zone coverage too. So I do like Kyler Gordon as well. Man says Carl just had a private workout for the Eagles. Why haven't, dude? Someone said that yesterday, and it wasn't true. Like, why? Like, I haven't. Is that even true? I mean, I haven't even seen that. I haven't seen any other workouts for the Eagles at all, unless I've been missing some news. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have like a couple videos out tomorrow as well, but we'll see. We got 201 in the chat right now. Appreciate everybody being here. Guys, haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We cover the Eagles every single day. We're going to be doing streams every single day until the draft, and then we're going to be streaming the draft. Philly Shakedown. We have the Philly Shakedown tonight, by the way, just letting you know, on Philly 500's channel. But subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys haven't. We just hit over 16,000 subscribers, I think, a few days ago. So much love to everybody that's been supporting all the videos and just giving me your thoughts on the draft and, proving that I'm going to be wrong about certain decisions, because I'm most likely that's probably what's going to happen as of right now. So, yes, sirree. Appreciate it, guys. Memberships we do draft highlight reactions. We do miscellaneous videos, all extra content for you guys. Really cheap. Pin comment and description below. Click on the link. Any tier, doesn't matter what it is. So much love to everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming into the stream. Chris R says, yesterday was April Fool's, bro. Nothing. That was true. Yeah, that's why I didn't really want to draft. I didn't want to stream yesterday for that particular reason. Rock says, Christian Watson or North Dakota. He is nice. I want Williams. He reminds me of Deebo Samuel so much, bro. You can put him as a running back. You can put him as a wide receiver. Oh, my God. You can do so much with him. He's got size. He's got speed. He's got really good catch radius. He's got good catching route. It's all great. Love Christian Watson. He's going to be a beast. His start and stop speed, change of direction, it's just insane. Oh my God, you said 3 weeks till the draft. Let's do it up. Takeem Hilton says, private visit, not workout. You can't work out draft prospects. It's against the rules. Only visits, no workouts. Yo, Lindy, what's going on, man? What's going on, bro? Bergang says, Sixers up 33. Oh, that's good to know. Ricky Fly says, when was the last great best in the league player for the Eagles? Was his Dawkins. A great best in the league? You could say Dawkins. You could say Deshaun Jackson is one of the best deep threats, obviously when he was a lot younger. Guys said Zamir White, for running back from Georgia, is underrated. He's punishing runner like Jordan Howard, more speed, explosiveness. He'd be great pickup in the 4th, 5th. I haven't covered a lot of running backs this year, but I'm hoping we draft one mid-round. That's what I'm hoping. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. I felt like I did, but I don't think I did. But we'll see. We'll be fine. Angel says, Ram thought, it's funny to think that the Jags drafted Ramsey, Campbell, Yannick, Jack, Bouye, amongst others, didn't keep any of them. Maybe we can get them to draft for us. Yeah, that sucked, man. After that, the AFC Championship game against the Patriots, man, that was it. I mean, that was it. That was their shot to make any noise. I mean, you had Blake Bortles as their quarterback, and obviously the coaching staff did not play that game well either. They played a lot of soft coverage at the end of that game. They gave Tom Brady. They played cautious against Tom Brady at the end of that game. It's horrible. Derek says, Gainwell going to take Sanders' spot. Marcus says, what up, peeps? Just joined the party. Have I missed anything? We got the Badger yet? That's what we're kind of waiting on right now. Lucy says, my Yankees are killing the Braves. Yankees and ATL. Yankees 8, ATL 0. Paul said Dolphins. Well, my father used to bring me to Yankees games when I was like very young, when I was like 6 to 9 years old. And my dad used to bring me to a bunch of Yankee games back in the day. So watched a lot of Jeter back in the day. Dolphins just extended Xavier Howard, big deal, so he's no longer. Yeah, I wasn't thinking the Eagles were going to go after Xavier and Howard. I mean, they were already talking about an extension anyway since last year, so that was probably going to happen. Jet says, I don't hear a lot of Eagles fans talking about Lloyd or Dean. Dude, yeah. We're talking. Yeah, I mean, now probably not as much because the Eagles signed Kaiser White, which, I don't know, obviously Kaiser White is not Devin Lloyd or Dean, but is a really good pickup for us. That they, he's been on their free agency board since the first day. Oh, no, I mean, no. Eagles fans talk about the Kobe Dean and Devin Lloyd nonstop. I mean, that's been since the beginning of this offseason. So, God says Jace Pierce, Jace Kelly, Fletcher Cox, Zach Ertz were all among the best at their positions in their prime. Definitely agree. Was Chris Reed a former Eagle? I think the Vikings just signed it. Chris Reed? I don't think so. I don't think so. Gainwell is not strong enough to do more change of pace era, which he's great at, but don't expect a big workload from him and will be used more at passing game than running it. I mean, I think I'm not saying he has to take the workload either. I think he just needs more. I think he just needs more of a chance. That's all. Like, they didn't use Boston Scott enough during the year. They didn't use Jordan Howard enough during the year. They really didn't use these guys that much. Even you got Huntley back there too. And I understand there's only so many running backs you give the ball to, but Huntley's another guy you could could have on there too. And I would try to get Huntley into the special teams as well because I like Huntley. I think he's got really good elusiveness, and Huntley's a good player. We got him from the Detroit Lions. I thought I thought that was a good pickup from us a year or two back. So I like Jason Huntley a lot too. Blue City, Joey, are you a Yankee? No, I'm not. I mean, I really don't watch baseball anymore. Like I watch a lot more basketball than I do baseball. Yeah, back in the day, I used to go to a lot of Yankee games back in the day, like with my father, like years ago. And I was a big Yankee fan like years ago. Yeah. Diary says, easy money. LSU was the worst college football team last year. Texas A&M ain't been good in 6 years. Mississippi State was trash last year, but Corral was outplayed by Mississippi QB. Mallory says Kobe Bryant, number 7, the other corner from Cincinnati, would be a sneaky third-day pick. Yeah, we'll see. Jeffrey said if they were going to pick all 3 picks, this would definitely be the year. Yeah, but I doubt it. Marcus says, I like Lloyd, but this combine put me off a little hand. The fact that he was in a weaker league. Yeah, I mean, I liked his lateral testing and stuff. I mean, I liked Lloyd. I mean, I don't think you could pass on Lloyd. I really don't think. I think he's the best linebacker in this draft. I think he's the best linebacker in this draft. I think he's going to be good. Paul says Eagles will not draft linebacker first round. They like T.J. Edwards and Kaiser White. I still hope that D. Taylor can stay healthy. I mean, hopefully. Hopefully Devontae Smith could. Hopefully Davion Taylor. I don't know why I said Devontae Smith. Davion Taylor can stay healthy. I mean, when we saw that look at the beginning of the last season in 21, they kept 7 linebackers on the roster. We were like, they kept 2 running backs, 7 linebackers. Like, what the hell are they doing? So finding out, yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah, it's going to work out. I'm hoping it's going to work out. Taylor's going to be a good player. Taylor, it should be a good player, but, he got hurt in the offseason, got hurt before the bye week. So, been kind of crazy. Jerry says Minshew should start. If there's an open competition, then Minshew wins job. They just handed it to Jalen. Well, dude, I'm totally fine with the open competition. I'm fine with it. You might where did Corral get outplayed by Mississippi State, trash QB? Why did we have 200 yards versus Bama? NFL World says most underrated players in the draft. Jets Kings, that's true. Marcus Muma or Troy Anderson might be as late round picks. Angelo says, why don't you think Rager's game didn't transition to the NFL? His college tapes are insane. Had us thinking we got Tyree. Well, we saw something different on college tape than we did in the NFL. Like, we saw explosiveness. We saw explosiveness, and I don't think he was the top profile, route runner in the draft at all. But I thought he brought at least a special teams pedigree with him, and he was the guy that you can open him up on slants, and you can get him on those verticals, and you can at least do something with him in that aspect. But I mean, he can't. I mean, he gets bullied off the line. I mean, he can't even pass a corner. He gets bullied off the line. He's lazy on routes. I've seen him stop on routes where he could have had a few. He could have had a few more touchdowns this year, even though there were some passes from Jalen Hurts. A lot of them were good, and some of them there was some that were for touchdowns, and there were some were on Jalen Hurts' fault. Some of them were on Jalen Reagor, mostly on Reagor most of the time. So. I thought Michael Kendricks was a good linebacker too, but he was another guy that that was getting hurt a lot as well. When he was 100% healthy, he played really well too. So East Coast Gridiron says saying missed says QB playing versus Corral played unfair because Ole Miss defense team was trash. If you're going to say about what he did, Bama, he did turn the ball over. God Doggo says I prefer Nakobe Dean over Devin Lloyd. Lloyd simply doesn't have the athleticism and instincts that Dean has. Donnie says, what do you think about Jim Irsay calling out Carson Wentz, saying the Wentz era was a big mistake? He doesn't like Carson Wentz. I mean, Carson Wentz actually tried, before he actually got traded, he actually tried having a meeting with the owner. And he didn't even have that meeting. So, yeah, I mean, even signed Matt Ryan, they were like, oh, we're in a better situation now. The football guy, he said something about the football gods and how they're in a better situation now than they were last year. So there's been a lot of rumors and a lot of things going on about Carson, players questioning Carson Wentz's leadership. Dude, I don't doubt it, man. He's an all-me type guy, and that's just it. I mean, I don't doubt it. Not just from this roster, but going to the Colts, a lot of players didn't like his leadership at all. Dolphins got a third-round pick in trading for Patriots, D. Parker, and a fifth round in the 2022 draft. Third-round pick, man. That's crazy, though. I mean, for Devontae Parker, that's just insane. Paul J, what's going on, man? What's going on? I think that's insane. Just me, though. Just me. I think it's a total waste, but a waste of a draft pick. I don't know why they just don't go into the draft and get a receiver. I don't get it. We'll see, Joey. I'm hearing rumors that New York Giants might take quarterback Carson Strong. I mean, that's a perfect. Like, Carson Strong is a good pick in the third. I mean, obviously, I think he would definitely be a. He would be on top of the draft boards if he didn't have his injury, because he's got a really good arm. Got a really good arm. So, yeah, there's plenty of receiver. I don't know why you even like. That's why there's no point trading for Devontae Parker. It's stupid for the Eagles to do that. Everyone, how do you feel the idea of the Eagles wearing black helmet on their alternate black jerseys? How happy the NFL is allowing alternate helmets again? The 2023 season, dude, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for those Kelly Greens. I can't wait to order my Kelly Green jersey next year. I am as soon as they're available. I am grab. I don't know what player I'm getting yet, but I might get an offensive line jersey this year. I don't know. Maybe might get Jordan Mailata or something next year. Maybe I don't know. We'll see though. I think the Rager with Rager, it's a mental issue with John Ross. They way he looks at practice and in college, it's like a different player that we get on game day. It's definitely true. Cody says easy money. How many championships did Corral have? How many NFL playoff teams did Corral beat? Paul says Dolphins got a third in 23, while the Patriots get a fifth rounder in 22. And wide receiver Parker. Yeah, that's crazy though. Can't wait for the all-black unis. Yeah, dude. The helmets are going to be sick, dude. Asher says, we both know you'll be getting a J-Jaw jersey stop line. Oh, my God. What a waste of money that would be. I wonder if I know that didn't the jersey prices go up since all of what's been going on? Didn't those jerseys go up like $5, $6, $7? Did they go like $5 to $7? Those jerseys, they're not $100 anymore, right? Those jerseys, the regular ironed-on jerseys are only they went up in price, didn't they? I wonder if they're going to charge more for those Kelly Greens. They probably will. I think they'll honestly put prices up for the Kelly Greens at $125. I have a feeling they're going to put prices on though, because they know people are going to be literally. How much are these jerseys now? Just in general. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, they put them up $30. Dude, they put them up $30. Like jerseys are 100. Like a normal ironed-on jersey is it's $130 now. It used to be $100. Dude, that's nuts, dude. You know that those Kelly Greens are going to be like 160, 170. You know that's going to happen 100%. MA said I got a Herbert jersey and a Miles Sanders jersey, and they were $135. says I'll be getting my Fletcher. Oh, I bet you will, bro. I bet you'll be getting. I have a Fletcher Cox jersey. I haven't worn in a while, but I have one. I have one. I really like my Reebok. I really like my Reebok Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick jersey. I have my Reeboks, my old school Reeboks. Inflation, yeah, it's true. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. 130 for a jersey now instead of 100. It's crazy. Those Kelly Greens are going to be 180, 190. I think they might put those jerseys to $200. I don't doubt it. I really don't doubt it. I want to see what obviously it's going to be more modernized, but it should look pretty cool though. I'm excited to get one. I'm gonna get a Kelly. I've never owned a Kelly Green hat. Umbreon Mania says F Philly, Patriots got Parker. Dude, I don't know who would want Parker. Suo says, Joey, you should get Philly 500 a regular Kelly Green. A regular Kelly Green. Oh, he'd be pissed. Custom made. A regular. Custom made. It says regular. Oh, that'd be funny, man. That'd be hilarious. Maybe. Who knows? Bryce, what's going on, Bryce? What's going on, man? Oh, man, it's going to be nuts. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing going on today. So, Patriots offense, Mac Jones, Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, James White, Devontae Parker, Nelson Aguilar, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Henry. So N'Keal Harry's on the outs. I mean, they could trade N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry could be gone. We'll see, though. We will see, though. It looks like the Sixers are going to win this game. Looks like Sixers are definitely going to win this game. Phillies right, it's Joey Tua or Mac. I like Mac Jones a lot. I like Mac, dude. I like Big Mac. Rocky says only jersey I feel safe buying is Devontae. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like you don't even know what jersey to buy now. I mean, you can't even trust the jersey that you buy. Devontae Smith would probably be the safest options. I mean, a single digit number is probably gonna look sick. On those Kelly Greens. And for World DK Metcalf closed the door on possibility of going to Kansas City. Yeah, I think we found that a while ago. He said something on like a Twitter post or something to a fan, and he said something, I think, about going there. How he's just stroking the meat stick as usual. Guy says, since the Eagles went to the Purdue Pro Day, they should be scouting David Bell. He'll likely fall in the draft due to this bad combine, but he dominated in college. I targeted him in the 4th. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. So we're good to go. Ready and good to go. Elias says, I don't want a wide receiver. Just get a receiver. If we don't trade for a big stud, draft is best way to go. I agree. Don't even waste the money on these. What's really left in free agency now is like, other than maybe Jarvis Landry, that's, I don't know if he got hurt last year, but really you're looking at guys off injuries now and guys that are trying to produce for a team right now. Other than that, that's really it. Now, buy Philly if I were a Barnett Kelly Green. Larry said easy money. Kyle Murray, Josh Russell Wilson will Predators running their games, and you're a moron if you think they're all stepped into the league and we're automatically elite. Philly Swag said other QBs can have more than arm talent than Hurts, but they don't have the natural born leader in them like Hurts. The whole football team plays for him, unlike Larson Lentz. That is true, dude. That is true. I got to say that, dude. That is true. I agree. The mentality of Jalen Hurts is unreal, off the charts, and the leadership is off the charts. So I'm hoping we can match the play with it. Elliot says, Joey, I gotta show you my collection. Got my black number 2 Hurts, white number 26 Sanders, and midnight green number 6 Smith hanging on the wall. Dude, that's awesome, man. Hopefully see it. Hopefully we'll do the call and soon we'll see it. Professor Chaos says, of course, N'Keal Harry's on the outs. Dude is buns. He's the only receiver I've seen knock himself out trying to high point a ball wide open. I mean, I'm not interested in him. I'm just saying he's probably going to be available. So that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying right now. That is all I am saying at this point. Let's see here. Yeah, Devontae Parker got traded. Yeah, went to the Patriots. 3rd and 5th round picks. Todd said, "Do you think we still trade for Ridley next year if he can stay out of it?" I don't know. I mean, we're gonna see. Depending on what this receiver core looks like this year and who they draft, they might not need to now. So they might not need to. We'll see though. All right, Sixers won. Sixers win. Nice. They needed that win after that one. Detroit Pistons. Holy crap! One of the worst teams in the league. Fourth quarter just messed everything up. Let's see here. Susan says we lost half our poor QB play and other half of poor pass rush. Yeah, we lost a lot. The pass rush has got to get better, unfortunately. Otter says, can't believe they traded him to a team in the division like the Pats. Yeah, well, maybe that's why it costed more. Maybe that's why the Pats gave away a 3rd round pick, because that's what it was going to cost to trade within the division. Maybe the Miami kind of upped the price a little bit. It could have been what it was. I don't know. It could have been the reason. We got Super Chat for Umbrella Mania. Appreciate it very much. I'm Breon Mania. We needed a veteran wideout. Fire Roseman Parker would have been the guy. Now we need OBJ, Landry, or Julio. Otherwise, our wideouts are going. Why does everyone think that? Why? Like, Devontae Parker gets hurt every single year. Like, Julio Jones was hurt last. Like, this is what you're getting from these guys. Like, Julio Jones at 32 years old. Like, is that a long-term answer? It's like, this team's not ready for a Super Bowl next year. I mean, I just want to say that, because they're not. I would love to win the division, which I think they can, but I mean, it's I don't know why OBJ's not coming to the East. Like, you got to be like, Landry wants $20 million a year. Like, you're not going to get these guys. You're not getting any of these guys. So, I mean, I respect everybody's opinions, but to me, it's just not gonna work. It's just there's no reason to spend more money. There's no reason to spend more money, especially if you have to give up a 3rd round pick for Devontae Parker. That wasn't worth it. His price tags may be worth it, but still, like, is that, if we got Devontae Parker, like, I like to see all the Eagles fans that are that excited about Devontae Parker. Ooh, my God. Ridiculous. But I respect it, though. Appreciate the Super Chat, though. Steven Bassett, he says, no Devontae Parker or Gilmore. Yeah, dude. Like, why? Like, look, like, the Eagles, like, were a number 2 corner away defensively, and they need just a spot. Sure, but sign Steven Nelson back. Go draft a corner in the 1st round. I mean, why even go after Gilmore at this point? It makes no sense to me. These wide receivers want big contracts. No way we should draft young studs. Fred said, pass on these overpriced vets that are very float. I'm relieved. No part. Yeah, I'm very relieved. I'm so happy they didn't get him. I'm fine with that. Mitch Kaiser says, and hear me out. The Dolphins know he's incapable of being healthy, so they sent him to New England to be their problem instead. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why they shipped him off. Yeah. Zach says, Devontae Parker has some amount of 700-yard seasons as Nelson Aguilar. God says, I'd sign Julio in a 1 year to mentor young receivers if he was asking a reasonable. Yeah, he's not asking a reasonable price. If he came here on a 1 year deal, I guess fine. I still don't want him here regardless. I mean, I just don't want him here anyway. We'll see. Paul says, what's the status of BG? I have no idea. I haven't heard anything on BG yet. I don't know when he's going to be ready. I don't know what's going on. I mean, he's walking around and stuff. It's not like he's in a boot or anything still, but I think it's that, we'll see. I don't know. I'm looking for a good year for Brandon Graham this year. He's going to help out a lot this year. I'm hoping, because coming off that Achilles injury at an older age, it's, when you get an Achilles injury at an older age, it's worse than getting it at a young age in the league. So Fred Flores and Matthews, only free agent we talked about this week, worth getting still as a media value. Oh, I think that's worth it. I think he's definitely worth the value, 100%. I agree. Definitely worth it. I'm Brian Mania with Super Chat. Appreciate it very much. The true, but Pascal, Smith, Goddard, and Watkins not enough because Ward, Whiteside, and Rager suck. We need a veteran wideout to help these young guys. Yeah, but there's nothing available. There's nothing available that's going to help. Who says Julio Jones is going to help this offense? I don't want a guy that's going to come here just for a mentor and he's not going to produce. You're wasting a body on the roster. Like, you're just going to have a body on the roster to mentor the guys, and that's it. He's not, if he's not going to produce, I don't want him here. It just makes no sense. I understand we have young receivers now, but I'm not even worried about these receivers as much as this quarterback getting them the football. Yeah, we can get another receiver in here, but are these guys going to get the ball? That's my next question. It is what it is. If they can get immediate impact in this draft at wide receiver, then totally fine. But the Eagles had their chance to get a veteran guy that produces and can mentor the guys. I need a guy that produces, period. Julio Jones, what did he do? 300 yards, 300 to 400 yards with the Titans last year with that roster that they have over there, and they still couldn't get it done, and he still couldn't play at a high level because he got injured as well. But that's what you're going to get. I totally get it. Getting a guy in here, but we're going to be on 3 weeks almost into free agency almost. And if you said Julio Jones 4 years ago, sure. But now, no, I'm not even interested in it. I'm not even interested in it anymore because he's just not the way. I don't think he's the same player anymore. I don't know. I just don't think it's possible. So, Tyler says, I hope for James Cook. The Vikings took Davin right before us. Now we take his brother. Paul said, Jay Jones has played a full season since 2018. No thanks. Yeah, it's pretty bad. The injuries have been really bad with him too. Back to my jersey is gonna say Rager Whiteside. Watch them decline it from being sent. They send an email saying you have to change your name. You can't put that name in there. The answer, I would never disrespect any football player that bad. Put them in the conversation with Rager and JJA umbrella. Yeah, dude. I get the whole bring up the Eagles. The Eagles passed on getting a veteran receiver that could produce and pay them $13 a year if that's what they wanted to do. They passed on that. They didn't want to do it. So whatever you're trying to get right now is not gonna work. I'm not bringing a guy just a mentor. I need more. I need production. I need more production. Yeah, Paul, I'm not getting a Derek Barnett jersey, bro. That's not happening. That's definitely not happening. Students at Dallas offense not going to stop us this year. I think they take a seat. I think they take a back seat this year. I think they definitely they're taking a step back this year, 100%. A lot of changes with the Cowboys. I think they'll still play well, but a lot of moving pieces. What will it take to get DK Metcalf here? Yeah, good. A first-round pick plus some. The running back class is so stacked. Look, if we get a running back in the mid rounds, I'm totally fine with it. I liked getting Gainwell in the 5th round last year. If they get another guy, I want to get a bruiser this year. That's what I really want to get. Aaron says exactly. Greg Ward is not bad. J. Joe and Whiteside flat out stink. Yeah, Greg Ward should have had more playing time. I feel bad for him. I think he would have played a lot better. Depending if the football got to him in the right spot, but I think he would have played better. Eliza, hear me out. Trade 19 for DK, sign Matthew, draft defensive end, cornerback, ready to go for that easy. What's going on, Mitch? So what's good, Joey? Sixers finally? Yeah, finally, right? I've kind of been trying to watch it. I know they just won, so I'm happy for them at least. Man. Jose says Rager and Whiteside just taking up room in the receiver core. God says this draft is general outside of QB a stack. Strong class this year. Yeah, it is. I mean, this is the perfect draft for the Eagles defensively and for another weapon if that's what they want. I mean, it's perfect in all phases for the Eagles. It's perfect. Their Cowboys are taking Tariq Woolen in the first. Philly Swag says, Joey, would you trade 15 and 51 for DK? I would. I would do it. Fred's to start a retirement phase for vet wide receivers wanting a mentor, but not play significantly reducing pay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he better get paid no money because he better get veteran minimum at this point. And he said, Joey, good stuff. Have a good day, bro. Go Birds. You too, NJ. Thank you for coming in, man. Thank you so much. I think Washington will play good this year. I don't think they're going to be as bad as everyone thinks they're going to be. I think Carson Wentz is a huge upgrade for them. As much as that, like Carson Wentz played good, he played good last year, but he just couldn't get over the hump. He just couldn't, take the team on his shoulders. He just couldn't get it done at the end of the year. He looked bad the last 2-3 games of the year. He looked really bad. I mean, look at what like Matt Stafford the last 3-4 games he had like 8 picks. I mean, he played horrible the last 3-4 games before the playoffs. He played really bad. You know what I mean? So it's just about that turnaround, and it's let the offense work for you. I think Carson Wentz is in a really good offense, a better offense than when he was with the Colts. You got Curtis Samuel coming back from injury. Curtis Samuel's pretty productive as a number 2 to Terry McLaurin. Good offensive line. Besides, I think right guard might be a little hole right now, but because I think the Jaguars signed that right guard from Washington. I forgot his name. But got Gibson in the backfield. They got the other guy that re-signed. They have two really good running backs. I don't think they're going to win a championship or anything. Because usually when Washington wins the division, it's because the other teams are bad within the division. The only way Washington wins this division if every other team in the division is horrible. So. Giants says, I will say this the first time Carson had a legit number 1 that would scary. Yeah, I agree. Carl, I think the Commanders can win 9-10 games. Yeah, I think they can win a lot of games this year. Like everyone craps on them because I know I'm not a big fan of Carson Wentz at all, but I think they can win some games as long as he doesn't beat us in Philadelphia. That's all. Like I can't have that happen. Like in Philly, like the first game, I swear to God, when this schedule comes out, the first game has got to be Eagles Washington Monday Night Football and at the link. It's got to happen. Like they got to put that as the first game of the year. They have to. They got to. Giants at work. Colts have no receiver. Washington low key loaded. Paul said Washington lost starting right guard. Oh, and right tackle in free agency, but do get Logan Thomas, Samuel back from injury. I didn't know they lost their right tackle. Is Sirianni a yes man? To a degree, maybe, because it's his boss at the end of the day. So I mean, maybe in some way. And also, Joey, would you trade 2 firsts this year for next year and pick up some mid-rounders this year? It depends. If you pick out a couple. If you trade 2 firsts, I'm getting like a couple second-round picks for this year. And if you want to trade back to the first round, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. You want to trade back to the first round, I'm totally fine with that. That wouldn't be a bad thing either. But if they're going to do it, I don't know. Philly Swag says Carson versus Eagles in Philly. You'll catch me there. I'm probably going to go to that game too. Screw streaming this game. I'm going to that game. So, we'll see. We'll see. Should be a lot of fun. That's going to be a fun game. Watching the line's trash. They will have Wentz playing like Wentz. It's not. I didn't know they lost. I didn't know they lost a right tackle as well. So I don't know. Not sure. Average says, Eagles will win the East, and the Commies and Giants will battle it out for last place. George Joey, what do you think about the Giants? The Giants got a lot of moving pieces right now, man. Like they have a lot of contracts they're trying to get out of, and they're trying to trade. They've been trying to get rid of some guys. They've been they trade some guys away. They have a really good coaching staff, but for them to believe in Daniel Jones is going to be their downfall for this year. Their offensive line still has more pieces. I don't think it's going to be a good year for the Giants, but I think they're going to get better from this draft. Entirely going to get better. So, Carl, I'm really trying to go to that game as well. Wentz versus us. Yeah, the Wentz going to the link is definitely going to be the game. Phillies, while Washington O-line is not trash, they have a good O-line. Paul said Justin Ross, good receiver. Injuries held him back last year, but when healthy, could be a similar to T. Higgins type. Yep. I agree. All right, guys. Well, I am going to head out. I've already been like over almost about 2 hours right now. I have some other stuff. I have a channel membership video to do. A couple other things are coming out. We got the Philly Shakedown tonight at 9 on Philly 500's channel. So definitely check that out. All of you guys, make sure you're there tonight. Talk about, everything going on, and obviously, more draft stuff, free agency, and everything else coming out. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, cover the Eagles every single day. Check out some of the videos. So definitely make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell too. Just make sure you are subscribed, because there are people, YouTube has taken people off the channel. I don't know why. I've seen people that are unsubbed that didn't know they were unsubbed. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that you hit that notification bell, and make sure that you hit the like button before you leave the stream. Much love to everybody that joined the stream. Thank you for the super chats, and obviously everybody that subscribed as well today. So thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow with a day 21 of free agency. I mean, we're still going hard at this. I mean, the free agency streams are definitely we're going to stop calling it free agency streams. We're going to start going into draft streams now. So that's what we're going to be doing. So it's going to be all draft for another month, a few weeks. And then obviously we're going to have a big stream. Me and Philly 500 are going to be streaming the draft together. So it should be a lot of fun for 3 days straight. It's going to be a lot of fun. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Subscribe, like the stream if you guys have it. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you all for joining the stream today. And we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Have a fantastic day. SHAKESQUAD up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.